Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Merry Christmas by the Asylum. So, this starts our tradition of every December, from December 1st to December 25th, doing 25 holiday themed puzzles. Think of it like an advent calendar of puzzles. So, every day we'll have a holiday themed puzzle until the 25th. So, look forward to that. So, that replaces the theme week, obviously. The theme is holidays. All right, so this is a Japanese sum Sudoku. So let's go over the rules. We do have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules in the grid here. So each row, each column, and each 2x3 box has the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have normal Japanese sums rules with red and green. So what these squares outside the grid represent is contiguous runs of shaded cells that sum to the value given. The G and the R is just in case you can't distinguish the red and green. The letter is there to help you know which one's which. So let's just take this column for an example. We need a contiguous run of 3. That could be a single cell with a 3 in it. Then we need a run of 5. That could be 2 cells that are red with, say, 1 and 4. Then we need a run of 4. We can't actually do that anymore, but we could pretend we could repeat the 4. Anyway, we need a green run, and then we would need a red run somewhere. And we can have unshaded cells in between. So I would use gray to represent unshaded in this case. And so in this case, we've got, this didn't work. And that's good, because I don't want my example to work. But, I mean, you know what I mean. I don't want my example to be the correct answer. But basically, we've got a run of green, then red, then green, then red of contiguous cells. And the sums of those contiguous blocks are going to be listed up here. And you can, but do not have to have unshaded cells in between runs of different colors. In between runs of the same color, you do need. So we have a run of red that adds to 3 and a run of red that adds to 5. I can't do it like this. I can't make these add to 3 and these add to 5 because they're both red. It looks like one contiguous run. So instead, I do need at least one unshaded cell in between them. So we would do something along these lines, maybe. All right, and that's true of rows as well. So that's it. And we should get a pretty picture at the end. The Asylum always makes it a picture. There is a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. Okay, so this is a nice trick to get started on a Japanese sum puzzle, which is this row only has reds. Since there is no green run in here, any column that has green at the top, where the first run is green, that has to be unshaded, because this says it would have to be green and this says it would have to be red. And so this is unshaded and this is unshaded. And so now we need at least one of these to be red. We could have one of them be red and it would be a 6. It could be this one though. So that'd be interesting. So if this was on its own as a 6, that ruins our 3 run, because we can't add to 3 if we're starting with a 6. So that means that no matter what, this is going to be a red cell. We don't know if it's 6, but it's 6 or smaller. And that's part of our 10. Now to get to 10, we need at least 2 digits. If it was 10, it would be like 6, 4 or 4, 6. Now this is a run of 7. And so this is still the topmost color in this column. And so that's got to be green. So if the 7 needs to be bigger. It's the only red run. And the 7 needs to grow right or left. But if it grew right, it would have to be green. So that doesn't work. So we're going to grow left. And we can't grow left again. This can't be red because that top one has to be a 3 sum. And so these 2 exactly add to 7, but that could be 1, 6, 2, 5, or 3, 4. So we don't know exactly how that works. But this is a run that's 3. So this can only be 1, 2, or 3, which makes this 4, 5, or 6. Now, if this is 4, 5, or 6, how are we adding to 10? Well, we could grow further, I suppose. If we grow further, could this be the 5? Maybe. Okay, let's find some more low-hanging fruit. This column on the left here and this column on the right should be helpful. It's the same logic. Anything with red on the left has to be unshaded, because it would have to be green for this and red for this. That's all we get there. On here, we should get the same thing. Oh no, this is the last though. It actually is the same coincidentally. So this is gray as well, because we have to end with a 4 red. Okay, I could technically do 1, 2, 3, 4 here, so all of these could be green. Same thing here. This row is only green, but we don't know where along Yeah, so we don't have any only red columns here, which is kind of the issue. Okay, but we can think about this here. This is the only, this cell is definitely the 3 sum. It can't be the 5 sum. And the reason for that is I need an unshaded cell between these two reds. Same thing here. I need an unshaded cell between the two reds. So even if this was red and was the 3 sum, I would still need an unshaded. So it doesn't work as the 5. So I would need at least one unshaded after this 3. And then the 5 could start here at minimum. So the 5 is here or here, and then the 6 is here or here. In some, so these are definitely red green. They aren't unshaded, I think. Well, no, that's not true. But this can't be green. That's my point. If this was green, I can't squeeze in the 5. So this is red or unshaded, but it can't be red. Ooh, because it's a green only row, right? So we can't actually start the red here. So we have to start the red here and then the green here. Oh, that's neat. This is just going to be unshaded. Because again, if this was green, which is the only color available for the row, we wouldn't be able to squeeze the 5 in before this 3. So that makes this a 5 and this a 6. The bottommost color here is red. And we need a red to the left of the 7 clue here. So this is just a red 2, because we can't make it too long. And then this 6 needs to extend and be a 1 green, which matches this. And then we need a red 4, which matches that. Nice. Okay, so now it's tempting to say this is just a 4, but I can pencil that these, let's see, these 2 cells are only 3, 5. And we can finish that. That's a 3. That's a 5. These, oh, we DT in the corner. Very nice. This is a 1, 4 pair, and then this is 2, 3, 6. Okay. So this is our 5. Our 3 uses some of these cells, and the rest are gray. Okay, if this was red, part of a 6 sum, it would also be part of a 3 sum, so it would only be 1 or 2. So this cell here is either a 6 on its own, or it has to be 4 or 5. It can't be any lower than that because it would be adding with something only 1 or 2 if it extended. I'm starting to think this is 6 and this is 4, but if we look at these cells, they need to add to 10. The minimum is 9. So we could grow down here and be the 1. Oh, but the 1 is used in the column. Oh, perfect. So if this was red, it could not be 1. So it would be at least 2. And then we would have 4 plus 5 plus 2 at minimum, which is already 11. So this is our 10 sum. We can't do 5 plus 5. So this is 4 plus 6. If this was the 4, this would be 2 and 1. So if this was 4, this would be 2 and 1. This would be 6 and 1. That actually works. Otherwise, this is a 6. This is 4 and 3. So this is never 2, I suppose. Interesting that I can't prove how this goes. All right, let me think about the coloring here. What's the absolute minimum? A 2 here, and then a 5 here, and then an empty cell, and then a 1, and then a 6. Okay, so we can kind of spread this out a little, unfortunately. But if we do 2, if we actually did 2, 5, 1, we would not be able to make 6. Interesting. I think that forces this to be 2 and at least these both sides to be green. Let me explain. So obviously these are going to be green because the columns are only green. And the beginning and end is only green here. So one of the options is both of these are green. Another option is we've got like a shaded cell here that prevents it from being green. And no matter what side it's on, the issue is if I do green, red, I have to have an unshaded between the reds, another red, and then green. These are all single cell sums. So it would be 2, 5. I mean, I'm ignoring everything else in the puzzle. 2, 5, 1. How do I make... Oh, this would be a 6 on its own. Hold on. Well, that doesn't work because of the 2, 5 there. So maybe I can just use that. For some... I couldn't do 6 and 2, but I could do 6 on its own. I forgot that. So otherwise, if this was gray, we'd have green, red, unshaded, red, green. and we would have 2, 5, 1, and the 1 can't go there. So the numbers below are preventing that from happening. So we definitely have both of these green, because we can't have both of them gray. We can't even fit it in here, because the reds need a unshaded in between. So these two are definitely green. What do I do with that? Well, the 2 has to just be a 2. You can't do it in 2 cells. We're gonna use this for red, because if we had an unshaded and then we used this for red on its own, because that's what we'd have to do, because then we need another unshaded, and this would be the 1. If we did that, then this would have to be a 5 on its own. And it can't be. So we're always going to use this one for red, because we can't extend this way. We don't have enough room for the 1. So this is always going to be used for the 5. It does cross-reference this. So if this is red, we need a green above it. This is a green 3. That makes that a 1. Now I think that proves that this is 6, this is 4. This is highlighted. This is actually not the result I thought it was going to be, but it works. All right, so that's not a 6 anymore. This is a pair. This is a 3-4 pair. I'm always slow at JSS, but I have fun. So this is either a 5 on its own with this unshaded. Actually, we can think about this. This is 3. 3 is done. This has to be unshaded. Perfect. So we have the 3, we have the 5, and the 6. So now this has to be a 5 to match both of these clues. Now we have a green 4. We can't do 1 plus 3. So you either have a 4 here. Okay, this can't be the green 4. Notice that we can't do 1 plus 3 because 3 is gone. So this would be a 4 on its own. And the 3-4 pair prevents that. So this is green, this is gray, and this is a 4 on its own. That makes that a 1. So this is a 1-6 pair. So we know that's 6, that's 1. So we could easily just make the 8 here. I don't know if there's like a way of saying, like, because of uniqueness, that because this is possible, it should be done. Oh yeah, okay, this is much easier. The first green clue must be a 6. We could, oh yeah, okay. Here's the logic. If I wanted the green 6 and the green 4 over here, they need to be separated by an unshaded, so this would have to be a 6, and it can't be for 2 reasons. So this is our green 6. That makes our 8, so these are unshaded. Oh yeah, and the 4s told us that this was unshaded. Okay, I'm just not paying attention to every clue. There's so many clues, it's hard. That 7 needs to grow to that. That's a 2. And then whichever one of these ends up 6 is green, I suppose we could say. All right. I just want to fill some Sudoku here. We need a 6 here. This is a pair. We need 4 and 5. This 4 tells us that's 4, 5. All right. This row, we've got the 3, the 7. We need a 3 over here. Can't be 1 plus 2. Wait a minute. How are we doing? No, it's 5. Sorry, I misread it. So it's going to be whichever one of these is 5. So this is a 2, 5. Oh, so that's 2, that's 5. Whichever one is 5 is the green. And then this is unshaded. Nice. And then this is 3, 1. 1, 3. All right. Well, 10 has to grow, so this is definitely green. And this is part of a 4. Okay, I've got the 10 here. I've got the 2 here. So those are unshaded. This can't be 1 plus 3 adding to 4. And since we know this is green, that's a 4. Gives us 3 and 4 there. So this is unshaded. I've got the 5. I need a red 1 somewhere. That can only go there. Gives us the 3 and the 1. And then I've got the green 6 right here. Perfect. That's a 3. This ends up a 6, and so then that adds to 10, so that's gray. Perfect. All this is working out. And then we've got, let's see, 1, 2, we need 3. Down here we need 2 and 5. That's 2, that's 5. All right. All done. So what's our picture? I think we have to like zoom out a bit. I'm not sure. Let me remove the gray. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, I'm not confident in saying what this is, unfortunately. It's really hard to make a picture in a 6x6, but it looks nice. I don't know if it's Santa or if it's a wreath or probably one of those. But yeah, neat. Cool. Well, thank you, The Asylum. This was a fun puzzle. Had some challenges to it, which maybe I just didn't see certain things that would have sped things up, but I had fun. Hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.